Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. Thank you for joining me for another unpopular Disney opinion. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. I've been thinking about a few of them, and today I'm gonna talk about one that I think is pretty unpopular, and that is that I am okay with the changes happening to Epcot, or some people like to call it Ipcot. And I'm here to tell you why. So I completely understand the argument that Epcot was created originally to be a park that was one of education, promotion of learning and advancement and technology, but also learning about the world, right? We have different pavilions like the land, the seas, we have World Showcase where we're learning about all the different countries, and a lot of people feel that more IPs are coming in and taking over rides, that we are moving away from that sort of vision. A lot of people argue that, you know, Walt is turning over in his grave sort of argument, but to be fair, Epcot was never even supposed to be a theme park in the first place. He literally saw this as a community of tomorrow. He really saw it as being a place in which people would live and thrive. And when he passed, and that was something that couldn't happen, it became Epcot, which is the theme park that it is now. And so I think, to be fair, if you're going to complain about Epcot not living up to its original intention, well, it never has, right? Like, it's become this completely different thing since then. So I think that's kind of a faulty argument. But even still, even if you want to say, well, you know, the Epcot of the 80s was pure Epcot, and where we're going now is wrong, or, you know, messing everything up, I think a lot of that boils down to nostalgia. I think we all feel that there are aspects of Disney that we love the most because we went there when we were kids and we had that experience, and we feel like that's the way that it should be. But I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that we should stop things from evolving in a certain way just because we want to hold on to like a childhood nostalgia. And I still think that there are aspects of Epcot that do still have, you know, that learning and education in it. If you go to the land, you still have things like Living with the Land, which is so essential to learning about how Disney uses the land to grow food and to have this amazing farm, essentially, that they grow different food. And if you go in the backstage tour behind the scenes, you get even more of that education there. You still have education in the seas. You've got those cool scuba diving presentations that happen every once in a while. You can catch like the manatee feeding, the training of the dolphins. You learn a lot about the sea life. That's still there too. And I admit that I miss things like interventions and all of those little interactive areas, but that's not to say that they're not going to utilize those buildings for something like that in the future. And that's also not to say that some of the IP rides aren't going to have a learning element to them. We don't know what Gardens of the Galaxy is really going to be like. I think that they're going to stay true to the pavilion, and we don't know what a lot of the plans for the future of Epcot are in general. And I know some people don't like the IPs coming into World Showcase, but to be honest, what was there before that? I mean, I feel like for Ratatouille, you know, what else have we had there? They're not messing with Impressions de France. That's staying there. They're not messing with any of the other videos. I can see where some people argue that, you know, Maelstrom taught us a bit about Norway, whereas Frozen doesn't. But Maelstrom is not a great ride. I mean, I love it in a nostalgia sense, but when I really look at it as a ride, it is not a great ride. And I didn't really learn too much about Norway from that. I know there was a lot of oil rigs. That's all I really remember. So I think that everyone's freaking out because there's these new additions that do have IPs attached to them, but I think that the freaking out is, I don't know, a little premature. We don't know everything that's planned for Epcot. We don't know what's coming next. I think that there are definitely aspects of Epcot that are still there, that are still true to what it used to be. But my argument is it still never was what it was supposed to be. So I don't know. I think that things are going to change, and it's totally fine to dislike them. But you're not gonna stop the change. It's going to happen. What my kids grew up with as a memory of Epcot is gonna be completely different from what I knew Epcot as, and that's okay. Like, just appreciate your memory of it, love those old rides, and I don't know, I think we just kind of need to move on. And if anything, it's just because you know, they're gonna make the changes that they're going to make. And if you really dislike it, then maybe Epcot isn't your preferred park to go to anymore. it happens. I love new things and I'm okay with change, and I think it's totally okay that things are changing, and I know that's gonna upset a lot of people, but I just kind of embrace it. I'm interested in looking to the future, and I don't want to discount Disney and say that they're never going to have anything educational, whatever, again, because one, I think that there is still stuff there, and two, I think there's plenty that they can do that maybe we don't even know about that they're planning. So I don't know, I think everyone needs to take a deep breath and calm down, and Epcot's gonna be just fine, and so is everything else. And if you really want more education, I don't know, go to Animal Kingdom. That's an underrated park that teaches you a lot about the earth and animals. Just saying. Anyway, that's my unpopular Disney opinion. I am totally okay with the changes in Epcot. In fact, I'm excited to see what they're going to bring, but I know a lot of people don't feel that way. So if you disagree with me, you can let me know in the comments below. Why do you think Epcot needs to be preserved in the way that it used to be? I would love to know. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe, because I make videos every single week, and I love hanging out with you guys even when we're disagreeing about something, because it's fun and it makes for a really good conversation. Thank you so much, and as always, have a great rest of the day. Bye.